Welcome to the Checkered Shorts Podcast, a podcast of three fraternity brothers reconnected by their love of IndyCar. Join us for grid rival IndyCar fantasy talk, predictions for upcoming races, and reactions to race day results and all things IndyCar. Let's go racing! Hey, welcome back, Checkered Shorts. We are reaching a big milestone tonight with our episode 50. That means we've made it. We're officially podcasters. And,
that's right. What they say.
Someone asked me today what my hobby was, and I can officially say, well, I'm recording my 50th episode, so I guess now my hobby is podcasting. So we're excited to be joining you. We're excited that the season is right around the bend, and we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Episode 50. Brian, what do you got for us?
Well, before I say that, I just can't believe that we have done these. I can't believe that we have people who listened to 50 of these.
That's great.
So, some of you are glutton for punishment, I think. But hey,
thanks for hanging in there with us.
We love having you follow us. So
that's great.
Hey, a history lesson today, 50. When you think of IndyCar, you think of the 500. The first thing that came to my mind there was 2012 was the 50th anniversary of Target department stores. And so Dario Franchitti ran the number 50 Target Chip Ganassi and took it to victory lane. Speaking of Dario, there's a guy, one of the best ever. Three-time Indy 500 champion, 2007, 10, and 12. That was his last 500 victory. Got a concussion at the end of that season, I think, which cut the rest of his IndyCar career short, but was also a four-time series champion. Last guy to go 3 times in a row, 3 years in a row before Pelot. So another tidbit about Dario, you'll be seeing him St. Pete weekend. He's hopping in a NASCAR Truck Series race for Jimmy Johnson's team. So shout out to Dario for that 2012 Indy 500 victory in the number 50.
That was the year that Taku tried to pass him on the outside and won, right?
I believe so, yes.
Well, that it's a pretty wild what Taku did, but if you're just watching like the side-by-side, like the normal television angle, you wouldn't see what the in-car camera shown. So, but Taku tagged him, and Dario like goes like this, like shakes the steering wheel, going 200 plus into turn one, still keeps it on the rails and goes on to victory. But yeah, pretty ballsy move by Taku, and Dario hung on.
That happened right in front of us. Keith, I know you sat there in our seats, like watching them go into turn one side by side, for the race win. That was about as gutsy a move as anybody's ever
really
played.
Good. Too bad the stint wasn't a little bit longer, but no, that was a. Didn't he win in the Canadian Club Car too for Andretti, I believe?
In 07.
Yeah. So, nice. I forgot about the 50 part of it, though.
He had 3 Indy 500 victories. All 3 of them came under caution.
Oh, okay.
So he crossed the line. 2 on accidents and 1 in the rain, I believe. Maybe 2 in the rain, actually.
Huh. Nice job.
I like the depth of our history lessons. You didn't go for the easy one. You challenge us and give us some real history there. It's a 50-50. You got the 50th anniversary and driving the number 50 car, winning the Indy 500.
Hey, my IMS membership is paying off.
Visiting that museum.
Right.
Going to the interactive flat panels. So.
Here you go.
So episode 50, I'd expect nothing less. This is an episode of high drama. The Young and the Restless or Days of Our Lives of IndyCar. This is what we have.
Here we go, baby.
Most recent news.
Timing's perfect.
One of the biggest news that came out, which is somewhat related, but Prema. And we've been talking all offseason what's going on with Prema. And the day before the Prema announcement, there was also an announcement about Tim Cindric.
Yeah. So, lots of drama. Prema, we're still hanging on there. IndyCar is getting a little anxious too. Trying to figure out what they're going to do, what Prema's going to do. They're the only non-chartered kind of guaranteed team in the IndyCar field. They've had 2 cars. They had 2 cars last year. We've gone over this before. Like, sold the company. The original owners left. They're looking for somebody to pick up at their IndyCar program. It's probably not, even if they come back this year, we're probably not going to see those red cars. We're going to see something new there.
Yeah.
We just don't know yet. We don't know if we're going to have 27 cars in the field or we're going to have 25 cars in the field. There's word out there that they're not going to be ready by St. Pete, but maybe they'll be ready by maybe Barber, I heard. So just don't know what Prema's doing.
Yeah, it sucks. It's unfortunate. We want to keep the 27. It's not that there's not butts they can't fit in those seats. I think it's just now finding somebody that wants to buy it, if there is a potential buyer, and then you got to get the teams together. Having the cars is probably going to be pretty easy. It's finding the drivers, and then you have to assemble engineers, mechanics, drivers, all that stuff. So that's the hard part, I think, of all of this.
It's sad too, because for their inaugural season, they had some juice.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like they were non-mentionable. I mean, there's a lot of other guys and teams you'd say, well, Prema leapfrogged them race 1.
Set on the pole to 500.
Yeah, I think, I don't think it's financial situations. It's strictly just ownership. Overseas is kind of what's really behind all of this. It's not performance. It's not dollars and cents. It's just ownership. Went through some changes and stuff like that. I think that's the real reason behind all this. So
I hope they're in the field. I really hope they're in the field. But
yeah, it sucks for Callum, man. I mean, Schwartzman. Callum definitely has some room to prove. So does Schwartzman, but Callum's a real IndyCar driver.
Yeah, and wants to be. I mean, Schwartzman, I think, has some other aspirations, but Callum wants to be here. He wants to drive an IndyCar. Yep. He deserves a shot.
And we're always alerting each other to articles and things in between pods. And Brian sends the link to the news about Cindric. And I said, he knows what's going on with Prema, because he's jumping ship before the announcement even comes out that they're not going to run a complete season.
Or Briscoe. You're talking about Briscoe.
Briscoe. Right? Yeah. My bad. It's Briscoe. Yeah. I'm connecting the wrong people. Cindric's coming back to Penske.
Yeah. Real quick. We saw the news that Ryan Briscoe, who was a spotter and a driver coach at Prema last year, along with Romain Grosjean, Briscoe is now signed with Ray Hall. I don't know that we know exactly where he's going to be connected, but you'd have to think with Louis Foster being a second-year driver, Mick Schumacher being a rookie, that he's going to be connected to one of those two or maybe both.
Yep. I didn't need to read the article. I just read the headline, and that's all I needed to know.
Yeah. Well, since I made the slip, I guess we can segue.
It's a good segue
into the Tim Cindric story.
Wow, that's probably, of all the news we're going to talk about today, that was probably the biggest shocker for me. I thought Tim had walked away from the sport. When that didn't walk away, he was tossed away. Didn't feel that he would come back at all, and I really didn't see him coming back to Roger. I thought that relationship had been damaged at the 500 last year with everything that had happened. So Tim Cindric's coming back, not in the same role, in a lesser role, but he's going to be the guy on top of the box for Scotty Mack, and that's huge for a guy who has championship aspirations.
I think it's gigantic. A weekends only sort of thing. The guy's the best in the business, arguably. Maybe Mike Hall is the other. Been around forever, knows the sport, knows Scotty Mack. This is kind of like, was it because of Joseph of all of that? You know what I mean? Like, the past couple of years, Joseph's been hard to work with, hard to work for. I have to think that some of that there was headbutting in that relationship there towards the end, and whether it's Tim making those final calls or Joseph asking Tim to make those final calls, calls were made, illegal calls, but I wonder the correlation there between Tim and Joseph. Scotty Mack, I've said it a million times. He's just there to have fun, race cars. You know what I mean? And Joseph takes it to another level, and that's fine. But hard to work with, I think, probably past couple of years, especially.
Yeah, Scotty Mack commercial would be good.
It'd be great.
I think that would be a good laugh. It'd
like
have to start. I think start in the pub.
Put an 80s wig on him, like in a big like bass guitar, just in a rock band. It'd be great. There you go, Fox. You can use that. Really big news. Really big news.
In other very dramatic news, we had the final settlement for the lawsuit between the Arrow McLaren team and Alex Palou, our reigning champion.
Yeah, I guess $12 million wasn't enough for McLaren, right? They want more than that. So,
yeah.
Wow, like 12 mil. That's
I don't think that's counting.
Even the top IndyCar drivers might get $1.5 million to $2 million a year. So we're talking the 6 years of salary.
Correct.
Here now, is Alex going to pay that?
Probably not.
Probably not. There's
I heard that it might not even include. I don't think that includes legal fees for either team.
Right.
So that could be an additional thing that he might have to. That gets added on. Who's going to help? How are they going to help? When are they going to help? Is all it's kind of. I mean,
when he stepped back from that contract, what kind of guarantees did Chip give him? You know, I don't think you open yourself to liability without some conversations before you walk away from that deal.
Sure. No, he admitted that he played it wrong by doing it. You know, sounds like McLaren sort of did him wrong a little bit too. Yeah, but I mean, that's the nature of having a contract, man. You can't break them like that.
Yeah, I think one of the bigger pieces that came out of that too is all the information that got put out in the public about what it costs to run a team and driver salaries and sponsorship dollars and things like that have always been kind of secretive in IndyCar.
Sure. Yeah, it's a good point. Really good point.
Formula One as well.
Yep. And that Fox is only paying IndyCar like $6 million. Did we find out because of all this? Like whatever that low number was, I forget it, but it wasn't much higher than 6 if that's not the number.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is, right? I mean, these things take forever. You kind of forgot about it until, a couple of days ago when they finally announced it. So all will be the same, I would imagine. And
yeah. I'd say Zach Brown's probably saved his career with McLaren now by bringing in that 12 mil. And
yeah, it'd be, what if, you know what I mean? I'm not a what if guy, but what if all that did go down? It'd be a different IndyCar for sure. Different IndyCar season. Yeah.
Yeah. And so some more, I mean, you'd think they would never run out, the excitement, right? Here we are, episode 50.
You haven't even talked about the biggest one yet.
Yeah, I know. I mean, executive orders, adding races to the schedule. We got to talk about the DC Race Freedom 250 and the 250th anniversary of our country. I mean, what do you guys think?
I mean, what an amazing opportunity for IndyCar, right?
Sure.
Like to put it in the nation's capital, free admission. It's gonna be on Fox, and Fox is gonna promote it like crazy. Like the nation's gonna promote IndyCar like it's never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Gigantic.
I mean, how about the crowd and those drivers to be able to, it's gonna be around the mall, right? The National Mall. How cool would that be to be flying up at 180 miles an hour right at the Washington Monument?
Pretty sick, man.
How cool. So,
Think about those drone shots from Fox are going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And I bet we get a decent flyover.
Yeah, right.
Not
the Iowa corn feeders or whatever.
the Iowa crop dusters for your pre-game entertainment.
Hold, please. We got another 10 minutes before the flyover to get finished. I don't know why, but I haven't thought. Every driver is over the moon about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because of the attraction it'll give the sport. Now, let's see what the racetrack configuration is, and let's see what the race is. But as long as it's a decent race, people aren't going to tune in for the racing in a lot of aspects. It's just going to be the nostalgia of the first time, Washington, D.C., 250, I think, and hopefully we get a couple more race fans out of it.
And hopefully you get an American winner too, right? Like,
yeah, right.
Like hopefully a Kirkwood or a Newgarden comes home on that one.
Yeah, really cool. It's a one and done. That's the unfortunate part. I'm glad they didn't replace anything. But it'd be cool if we could keep 18 races in the season. But it sounds like it's just a one and done. But
and a strong finish to the season now. I know that the drivers really are going to struggle with the fact that it's 5 weeks straight in a row of racing. But from a fan perspective, that's the way you want to finish it.
That's awesome, man.
We got to hope that somebody like Pelot doesn't run away with the title. So it's a you got that piece in this finish as well.
Because you're coming from California up to Canada to Milwaukee, right? Then to DC, and then to finishing at Laguna, right?
Back in California at Laguna. Yeah.
Yes, so for me, my first initial response was, which race are they pulling? Like, are they going to, as teams, be able to afford an additional race? I mean, there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of logistics, like you just said, in traveling across the entire continent and then back across to finish out the season. So there was rumors that maybe one of the Milwaukee races was going to be nabbed. And selfishly, that's a great weekend for us.
Yeah, right.
A doubleheader makes it twice as good. And my first instinct was, oh, no. Well, what's this going to do for our travel plans? We like to get to cross the Midwest to these races. And I slowly, saw the full value in this race. Primarily, like you guys said, the exposure is going to be out of this world, and it's just one of those things where you're just thrilled for the sport and the great opportunity that presents. It doesn't come without some controversy like anything else today, because it's in our nation's capital. There's a little bit of upheaval in our country right now, and everyone feels a little uneasy. And so for me, it's a matter of like taking a couple steps back. We're also celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country. IndyCar Series is the open wheel American race series. And so it's a great way to celebrate that and its history along with the history of our country.
Well, I would even say like IndyCar is the the motorsport of America.
Sure.
Like I truly believe that. I mean, NASCAR's only been around since the 50s. They had a good run, but they're falling apart again. IndyCars are running back up there. If you think back to the 60s, 70s, 80s, like that was America at its best, when it comes to motorsports. And I agree with you. However the politics play out, like I like what you said about this is a celebration of this nation, and IndyCar being a part of that is huge for the sport, huge for the series.
It's exciting. And then another exciting announcement is we are going to get the second running of the Weenie 500.
Bring it back.
With fully televised for the entire world to see.
On Big Fox.
Stop. Like, it's all staged. It's,
Did you see them have their media day? The drivers and stuff? They had
did?
No, they had a portion of the media day too with the other drivers.
I got this. Stop it. We're feeding their egos, guys.
Oh, Pat, we know you're going to be there in your hot dog costume.
Probably will. No, it's cool. Hey, whatever attracts more to the sport. It's a gimmicky, but I mean, obviously my dad was a yellow shirt and he said it was like the place is pure pandemonium when these freaking wieners were racing around the track last year. So put it on TV, baby. Let's go. I guess.
I think it's great. I do think that IndyCars makes a good effort in being a family friendly event. And it certainly can be a gateway to like a different generation. It's like the mascot that's ridiculous at a baseball game. Most kids don't want to go sit through a 9-inning
Yeah,
you know,
correct.
Major League Baseball game. It's all the little things auxiliary that attract them at first. And, you know, if it gets them out there on the track, and then you got a lifelong IndyCar fan because there's some wiener mobiles racing around the track at what, 60 miles an hour?
Yeah, if I didn't, it's a good way if I was a dad or mom, whatever, uncle, aunt. Hey, do you want to go to the track with me? To my nephew, my daughter, whatever, 7, 8, 9 years. No, I don't want to go. Hey, they're going to have hot dogs racing around the track, actual race. Do you want to go? Yeah, I'll go. Okay, cool. Sweet. Awesome. We'll take it.
And what did I hear Alex Rossi say that those drivers are called the hot doggers? Is that what he said? I think they actually have a name for them. I think they're the hot doggers.
I do have beef. Get it? With them one time in a touch-a truck here in the great city of Greenwood, Indiana. You can look at it, but you cannot go in the Wienermobile. Oh. I thought that was a whole bunch of crap. So maybe they can work on that. Until then, we'll just have to watch them from a distance on the racetrack.
You guys, anything to say to our faithful audience of 50 episodes before we sign off?
This is officially all podcasters. This is where it takes now another leap. So we'll probably have thousands and thousands of listeners after 50 on 51. We appreciate all of you originals, the OGs that have stuck with us. We're going to keep doing this. This was kind of on a whim when Keith just was texting Brian and I, hey, we're going to start a podcast. And I, for one, was like, oh, okay, just let me know when to sign up. Now I have a microphone. I have a camera up here. It's fun. I mean, if nothing else, it's fun for Keith, Dinwiddie, and I to have fun to talk about IndyCar and catch up, if nothing else. So
I go tell you the backstory behind me texting you and saying we're starting a podcast.
Yeah,
I asked my wife, because all of our kids are out of the house now. I said, I need to start a hobby. I'm thinking about either learning to play the guitar or starting a podcast. And she said, start a podcast. So she must not have wanted to hear me laboring through, trying to learn 3 chords and then quitting, giving up.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Marcy.
Yeah. I just want to say thanks to the two of you, because this is something I look forward to every week. Getting together, talking with you two. I love the fact, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I know they're produced, they're rehearsed, they plan them out. Like, we want our listeners to know that, like, we sit down and for 30 seconds we talk about maybe some topics we're going to talk about. We don't script this out. It is truly natural. Just, hey, here's what we're going to talk about. Let's go. Let's just chat. And hopefully you find that genuine. Hopefully you find it fun. Hopefully you find that you get good information in a short amount of time. Keep passing it along. Talk to friends. Share some feedback. I know I was at my daughter's basketball game on Tuesday night, and 2 listeners came up to me and were telling me how much they enjoy it and give me some tips on what we could do differently. So let's keep it rolling, fellas.
Yep. Yeah, and another part of that story, I think maybe she was fearful she'd have that husband that like walks into the party and brings his guitar out halfway through, like, oh no, there he is. But instead she's got the husband that talks to everyone about IndyCar that'll listen and about that I have a podcast. So I don't know which one's worse.
I can totally. So great. Wouldn't have it any other way, boys.
And those of you listening out there, make sure you jump in our Grid Rivals League.
Yeah,
it's growing this year. We're up to 9 or 10 competitors. I know some of you sat back last year and just kind of watched and listened to us talk about it. It's fun. It gives you a way to kind of connect to races. Give you, for like, I don't really have a driver that I connect to in the race, so it gives me somebody to root for, and I'm watching my drivers. It's fun, and it's good to compete with these guys. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, a lot of energy. Just jump in with us. It's free. We'll drop the link for you so you can join in.
I noticed for me, it made me pay a lot more attention to the bottom of the pylon. Like who's on the back of the grid. And maybe pay a little more attention to what was happening with some teams that I wouldn't normally follow. And if 5 or 6 guys that every week are on the tip of your tongue for for being in the front of the race. And so, it's fun to delve into those different guys, and you see how much they cost and weigh into the factors of all the things that go into managing your team. It's a good time.
It's a different way compared to fantasy baseball, basketball, football to do it here on these grid rivals. So it's different and it's fun. So.
All right. We thank you guys for joining us for episode number 50, and we're hopefully have 50 more.
5,000 more. See y'all.
See ya.
See ya.